So, is ELYON pay to win? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. We're going to look at the Ruby store, some of the attendance stuff, and I'll let you know what currencies are in the game so you can get an idea of what you're buying for real money and how that's going to differ to if you aren't paying real money in the game. Because there is a subscription type thing in the game, which I will get to. It's like a 30-day thing that you have to keep buying, which will give you certain benefits over free-to-play players. So we'll get into that when we actually get to it. I would also say the pre-release and being able to get into the game a few days early, it's a little pay-to-win, you know? I mean, definitely in an open-world PvP MMO, when that's one of the central themes, letting people in early, it's not great because people can progress and it can just dominate the players that come in on launch. But I've spoken about that in other videos anyway, so let's get into it. We'll go look at the attendance and the stuff on the Ruby store. Alright, so now that we're in the game, let's go ahead and take a look at the attendance rewards that you can get to start off. So here I missed a couple of days because, again, launch day. I literally just got my names, didn't even play. I don't know what happened on day 6, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, a bunch of rewards here. So day 9, we're getting 30 Laurel Reef pieces, and that's one of the main ones that we're going to be looking at for reasons that I'll show in a bit. So there we go, we got 30 of those, and then your daily rewards you get for just being online. We get 100 loyalty tokens. We then get the 30 Laurel Reef pieces again. So you'll get 30 of those each day, which is very nice. And then we get a dimensional seed selection box, which is for foraging and getting housing tokens. Then there's treasure map fragments, and then there's just refinement stones to just enhance your gear. Now, the stuff we really want to be looking at for the Ruby store is the loyalty tokens and the Laurel Reef pieces. Now, let me go ahead and claim that. The Laurel Reef pieces you spend in the Laurel Reef shop over here, which you have a daily limit on some of the stuff here. So there's the Blessed Laurel Reefs, which are used to increase the item drop rate by 10 times for 30 minutes. There's Transcendent Stones, which is used to enter the Transcendent Dungeons. There's Enhanced Crafting Books. There's the Sandy Foothills reward box key, which is used to get the reward at the end of the Sandy Foothills dungeon. That's where you get a lot of accessories. So you can see the list there. There's then the Memories of the Moment, which is actually used to create the Moment of the Steel gear, which is like the breakthrough gear, and this gets you an epic piece of it, of your choosing, if you get 3 of these, and you can get 1 of these a day, and I believe you get some from questing as well. And then there's the 100 AP recovery potion, and another dimensional seed selection box, which you can get for 15, but they all have daily limits, and you only get 30 Laurel Reef pieces a day. And stuff like, again, the Memories of the Moments is important because that's how I got one of my breakthrough pieces here. So, again, very important to have those. But if you wanted to, let's head on over to the Ruby shop. This is going to be the main thing that I harp on, is the Star's Blessing for 30 days. So, it's an account-wide effect that you can get, which for 30 days increases hunting XP by 10%. Item drop rate increased by 10%. AP recovery speed increased by 3. So that's it's your labor, it's your energy that you can spend to forage, you know, cut down trees and stuff. There's then inventory space expansions. So you get 60 more space in your inventory and 14 more in your storage, which is your bank, which is in your house. And then Luminous max energy 100% increase, which gives you 8 hours total instead of 4 in the auto battler that you can kind of leave on overnight to collect rewards and XP and stuff for you. Again, it's if you want to leave your PC on overnight, I'm not bothering doing it, but it definitely gives you an advantage if you do. And it also auto charges, so you don't actually need to charge up the Luminous energy each day. So you can just log on, and then at the end of the day, you can just leave the PC on, go to bed for 8 hours, and it will farm stuff for you in the meantime. And then you can participate in Luminous battles immediately after charging, which is the auto battler stuff I was talking about. And then also, it gives you 15 Laurel Reef pieces daily as well. So you can get even more stuff from the Laurel Reef store each day. So again, I think this is one of the big pay-to-win things that I'm not a fan of. I don't like this. We then have other stuff in the store, like you've got race agenda tickets to change. I don't really care too much about that. There's a new adventure package, which, gives you inventory slot expansion, storage slot expansion, and the Star's Blessing. Now, inventory is one of those things where people will say it's pay to convenience, but let's take a look how much inventory space I get. So that's how much I've got. I actually got some extra from, I think it was a Twitch drop. I got it from Sutton, so I got an extra row, but you don't get a lot of space, and you do have the storage, which you can upgrade over time. As you can see, I've got a bit of room in there, and then you can also upgrade storage using the housing production facility upgrade. So that's actually upgrading right now. It'll actually be upgraded in 40 minutes, but you can throw even more in there if you buy the storage expansions, or if you have the Star's Blessing. So it makes it a lot more convenient. If any, I think the whole idea of pay to convenience is just the game is designed in a way to be inconvenient, so you have to purchase that stuff to make the experience a lot better. So I'm not a fan of stuff like that. Again, I'm not as upset with stuff like that. It's more so the Star's Blessing that I don't like, but it's something I still not a fan of. Other stuff on here is like stuff to customize your character for free, storage keeper, so you can just call a storage keeper whenever you want, which is, again, very convenient to have, but it only lasts 30 days. I don't know why they don't sell like permanent ones of this. Well, I know why. They want to make more money off it, but like, I'd never buy these, because even if I, spent money on games like this, I wouldn't personally buy this because it's not permanent. It is just like an extra subscription on top. We then have the jewel-studded material bag, which is, how many slots do you get in that? You get 42 spaces, so it gives you more room to carry stuff, like your crafting materials and like trees and stuff you've cut down. Then we have all the expansion stuff here as well. Character slot expansions. Now, I haven't really experimented and played on other characters, so I don't know if there's any massive advantage to having multiple characters. I imagine there'll be something that helps, but yeah, not too big a deal. It's kind of normal. We have pet slot expansion tickets and Luminous slot expansion tickets. Now, they may be a bit more worrying, but you can also get those for loyalty, which I will get to eventually. We then have Death XP recovery scrolls, which are 50 of these each, and then a resurrection scroll, which means you can resurrect on the spot and recover your XP, which is another thing I'm not a big fan of. Also, the Death XP recovery scrolls, you can combine 3 of those into a resurrection scroll, so I don't know why you'd ever pay. I mean, I guess the idea is you never pay for this one, you always get the resurrection scroll, because if you wanted to buy the equivalent Death XP recovery scrolls, it's 150 rubies to the 100 that you'd get for the resurrection scroll. Other than that, there's appearance change ticket stuff. There's housing upgrade tickets, so you can instantly complete a building, because it does have that mobile game-esque system where you'll go to build something and then it'll take several hours to build. And, the more and more you upgrade it, the longer it takes to build. So, again, I don't really care too much for that stuff. The stuff I'm going to hop on the most is the Star's Blessing and the Luminous system. So, this is what I think a lot of people were considering pay to win. All of this, I will say, was already in the beta prior to this game even going free to play, so this was going to be in there regardless from the start. But stuff like this, like the Luminous boxes here, are all 500 rubies each. And then there's a converter, which can convert Luminous, and these all give you stats. These all help you in certain ways. I can actually go in and look at the Luminous system right now. So, Luminous pets. We have the Fate Dragon Constellation, the Awakening. This is the one you get given right away. You can get more constellations by doing PvP. I believe. Do I have any medals? Yep, so here you can get 2 Luminous a week. And then you can also get one from doing Transcendent Dungeons, which is once a week as well, because I think that resets. So I believe in the Hall of Challenges, yeah, this resets every week Wednesday. So at floor 5, you get a random box as well. I don't know if there's any more in here. This was actually just updated. They just put this in the latest patch. So it wasn't originally in there. I don't know if there's any more further down. But the point is, the Luminous are not super easy to acquire. And the idea with them is they will give you certain stats, like this increases fate points by 1. And then if we want, we can fuse it with our other constellations. So if I select that as a material, it now has a 50% chance to succeed. And once it upgrades, I then get increases PvP damage by 2%. And these have 5 stages, so I can take this up several times. And to do so, I'm going to need several constellations. And then you can also swap between different constellations. So you have different ones for PvP or PvE or different things you're going to be doing. So while the stat changes might be minor to some people, it's still, again, pay to win. It's not a system I like, but it's there. It is what it is. Also, if you have a constellation you don't like, you can also just convert it by using the Radiant Luminous converter, which you can get for the rubies again as well. So again, this is heavily integrated with the ruby store, which is not fun. There's then pets as well, which also have effects and stuff, but I consider the Luminous stuff a bit more egregious than the pets. So as for the Luminous battle system here, this is the auto battler I was talking about, and you can see some of the rewards here. Like, you can get mana crystals, you can get XP, you can get weapon enhanced stones, you can then get, you know, some upgrade stone pieces, rune powder, and it'll change which pieces you get. So if you go to the Dark Apostle lab, you get your armor pieces. In the pirate ship, you get your weapon upgrade pieces, and then the Goblin Cave is just like foraging materials. But yeah, you get your daily energy reset, so at 1 AM for me, and to charge it up, well, if you've paid for the Star's Blessing, you don't need to do anything. But if you don't have that, you need to kill monsters and stuff to charge it up, so you just need to play the game. And eventually it will charge up and you'll get 4 hours max to use, unless you've paid the Star's Blessing, and you get the full 8. There's some effects here as well, which I don't actually believe you can buy for rubies. I might be wrong. We'll double check that. But yeah, let's get back to the ruby store. So again, we have the pets here, and you can buy these, and you can also buy pet skill change tickets and stuff. So again, kind of similar to the Luminous. We also have the outfits, which are just costumes. These I don't mind. These are cool. I'm fine with these. Again, I don't think any of these I would ever wear. Maybe that one. That one's kind of cool. And then there's also the mage suit, which, you know, without the hat, I'm down for that one. That one is also very cool. But yeah, got some accessories here as well. This is the stuff that I'm fine with, like cosmetics like this. They also have like move and idle animations for sale. There's different emotes like footprints and glide effects, which kind of remind me of what Path of Exile does when it comes to selling their cosmetics. Like stuff like this is all great. Outfits, accessories, I'm fine with this. You know, it's free to play, it's got to make its money, and this is fine. They do also sell mounts. Now, the one issue I have with the mounts is these are faster mounts than the ones you get from just... Well, I'm trying to think if there's one you can buy. I think there's one you can get for Pioneer tokens, so that is as fast as these mounts. It's not a massive difference in speed, but they also restore 1% health and energy per second while riding. I don't think there's a mountain game that does that. Now, I might not have found it yet, but if we look at the... I think the only one I can think of is the Pioneer token, the White Armored Lion. So, there's that one there. I actually got one from being in the CBT, so I've got the Jetboard R, which I don't think that gives you energy and health while... No, it doesn't while you're on it, but it doesn't say it gives you energy and health while you're on it, but it is the same speed as the ones in the store, But the ones you can just buy from the vendors are a grade below this, so they're slightly slower. And then the one you start off with here is the green jet, and you get this right away. And you can see the speed difference isn't that much, but, you know, it's something else that I'm, like, kind of iffy on. But yeah, if these were just cosmetic, I wouldn't really care too much, although I do like my mounts, I'm not gonna lie. I like when you can collect cosmetic stuff in-game, but I understand when it's free to play, they have to monetize it in some way. This looks like the one I've got, actually, but mine's called the R. Or, well, the one they gave away for joining the CBT. But yeah, if these were all just purely cosmetic, or even a skin you could throw over an existing mount or something, I don't know how they'd do it. This would be fine by me. Because it's not as big a deal as the Luminous and the Star's Blessing. But then finally we come to loyalty, and this is where you can buy a Star's Blessing for 1 day if you really want. For 1,400 loyalty tokens, you can get all the benefits that that the people paying get for 30 days for 1 day. For 1,400 loyalty tokens. And again, I have 700 right now. Make that 800. And if we look at the attendance, let's see how many of those we get a day. So you get 100 a day. And then, you know, you'll get some. You get an extra 100 each week. So it's not a lot. It would actually take me 2 weeks just to get 1 day of the Star's Blessing. And it's not exactly worth it. So that's on there. The Wilter's Brush to decorate your equipment for free is on there as well for a day. That's half the price. You have the Storage Keeper Collar for a day. And the General Goods Merchant for a day. It looks like they have just taken the Ruby stuff for 30 days and went, okay, you can get it for a day. Which, it's not the best. And then we have the Luminous Battle stuff, and this is probably the stuff that's the only stuff that's really worth it, other than the Luminous and the pet slot expansions. You can also get 100 AP recovery potions, decoration tokens, and then there's one costume that I'm not going to wear this. I mean, maybe you like wearing school uniforms, but it's not for me. But yeah, that's all the loyalty stuff. So again, nothing too great on there. Again, you probably just want the slot expansion. That's probably what you're going to go for. And then the Luminous Battle stuff if you want to leave your PC on overnight to, you know, farm more materials. Or even the 100 AP recovery potion to get more stuff done. But yeah, that's about it for the Ruby shop. And in my opinion, yeah, it's pay to win. You know, it's got some elements in there. It's definitely on the lower end of the pay to win scale right now. But, you know, in the future, it could get worse. As it is for the moment, I'm enjoying the game. I do still dislike Star's Blessing and stuff in there, but it's really up to you guys what you think about how pay to win or how not pay to win the game is, because I know people are going to have varying opinions. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Hopefully this has gave you guys a really good idea of everything in here. They do also, just quick brief mention, they sell the Ruby boxes, but to get the Ruby boxes you need to purchase K-coins with real money. So they do the thing where they have a currency within a currency to make you spend more money, which I'm not a fan of either, but it is in there. So yeah, again, it is a free-to-play MMO, and it's Korean, so I expect some of these business models in there. But, you know, that doesn't make them exempt from criticism, so yeah, that's what I think on all the Ruby shop stuff. You guys let me know what you think, and yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff, and I will see you all in the next video.